It is not your bladder, it is gravity. I need you to really hear that because it changes everything about how you approach this problem. If you are over 60 and you are getting up 2 or 3 times every single night to use the bathroom, you have probably been told this is just what happens when you get older. Your doctor may have even shrugged and said your bladder is not what it used to be, but in many cases, the bladder itself is functioning just fine. The real issue is what is happening in your legs during the day and what happens to all that fluid the moment you lie down at night. Here is the science, and it is straightforward. When you are upright all day, standing, sitting, walking around, gravity is constantly pulling fluid downward into your lower body. Blood plasma, lymphatic fluid, water from your tissues, all of it slowly accumulates in your calves, your ankles, your feet. This is called peripheral edema, and it is incredibly common after 60, especially if you sit for long stretches or you have any degree of circulation issues. You might notice your ankles look puffy by evening, your socks leave marks on your skin, your shoes feel tighter at dinner than they did at breakfast. Now here is the critical connection. The moment you lie down in bed, gravity stops pulling that fluid into your legs. Instead, it redistributes back into your central circulation, back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys detect this sudden surge of fluid volume and they do exactly what they are built to do. They filter it and they turn it into urine. Your bladder fills and you wake up. You go to the bathroom, you come back, you lie down, more fluid shifts, your kidneys filter again, and an hour later you are up for a second trip. This cycle has nothing to do with a weak bladder. It is a fluid management problem, and you can solve it before you ever get into bed. Tonight, I am going to walk you through 5 gentle movements you can do right on your mattress. These exercises will release tension in your pelvic floor, decompress the nerves in your lower spine that control bladder signals, and most importantly, help drain that pooled fluid from your legs while you are still awake. After the routine, I will explain exactly when to do these exercises and share 3 simple lifestyle adjustments that most people completely overlook. Let us get started. Let us move to exercise number 1, the reclined butterfly. This is a position designed to open the hips and send a clear signal to your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest and digest mode, that it is safe to let go of the tension you have been carrying all day. Lie down on your back. Let your whole body settle into the mattress. Now bring the soles of your feet together so they are touching and allow your knees to fall open to the sides. Your legs should form a diamond shape. Do not push your knees down. Do not force anything. Simply let gravity take your knees toward the mattress at whatever angle feels natural today. Place one hand gently on the center of your chest, right over your breastbone. Place your other hand low on your belly, just below your navel. Close your eyes. We are going to do belly breathing here, and I want you to focus on this completely. When you inhale through your nose, do not let your chest rise. Instead, send that air all the way down to the hand resting on your stomach. Feel that lower hand rise toward the ceiling as your diaphragm pushes downward. When you exhale through your mouth, feel that hand sink back down toward your spine. The hand on your chest should barely move. Inhale, the belly expands. Exhale, the belly falls and your hips get heavier. This position stretches the adductor muscles along your inner thighs and opens up the groin. When these muscles are chronically tight from sitting all day, they restrict blood flow to the entire pelvic region. By releasing this tension, we improve circulation through the pelvic floor and signal the brain to start lowering cortisol, your primary stress hormone. This is the beginning of your body shifting from daytime alertness into nighttime recovery. Now listen to your body. If your knees are floating high in the air or you feel a pulling sensation in your inner thighs that borders on painful, your muscles are fighting gravity instead of releasing into it. We do not want to fight. Here is the modification. Take 2 pillows and slide one under each knee. By supporting the knees, you remove the strain from the inner thigh completely. You allow the connective tissue to relax without any threat of injury. Your nervous system only releases tension when it feels safe, and the pillows create that safety. Let us hold this for another moment. Hand on heart, hand on belly. Relax your jaw. Let your teeth come apart slightly. Let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth. Inhale deeply and feel the diaphragm gently massage your internal organs as it descends. Exhale completely, letting the hips grow even heavier against the mattress. One more breath here. Let gravity take your knees. Let the pillows hold you. You are doing beautifully. Let us move to exercise number 2, the happy baby pose. This movement targets the pelvic floor directly, and it is one of the most effective positions for reducing those false urgency signals that wake you up at night. From your butterfly position, bring your knees together first, then draw both knees up toward your chest. Now open your knees wider than your torso, wider than your rib cage. Reach your hands between your knees and grab the outside edges of your feet. If reaching your feet feels like too much today, that is perfectly fine. Grab your ankles instead. You can even hold on to your shins. The important thing is that your head and shoulders stay completely relaxed on the bed. Do not strain your neck trying to reach further. Meet your body exactly where it is. Flex your feet so the soles face the ceiling. Now gently pull down on your feet, drawing your knees toward your armpits. Not toward the center of your chest, toward your armpits. This specific angle opens the pelvic outlet and creates a deep but gentle stretch across the entire pelvic floor. Here is why this matters for nighttime bathroom trips. A chronically tight pelvic floor, what we call a hypertonic pelvic floor, sends constant urgency signals to your brain. Your brain interprets those signals as a full bladder, even when the bladder holds barely anything. You get up, you go to the bathroom, you produce a small trickle, and you wonder why you woke up for that. The answer is your pelvic floor was sending a false alarm. By stretching these muscles at this specific angle, we encourage them to lengthen and relax and stop sending those misleading signals. Now add a gentle rock from side to side, just a small motion, letting each roll massage the lower back against the mattress. Breathe deep into the pelvic bowl. Inhale and imagine expanding the space between your sit bones. Exhale and let the knees drift slightly closer to the bed. Keep your neck long. Tuck your chin just slightly. Relax your jaw again. We hold enormous tension in the jaw and neck that directly mirrors the tension in the hips and pelvic floor. When the jaw softens, the pelvic floor softens. Relax your tongue. Let your forehead be smooth. Let the hips open at their own pace. Let us move to exercise number 3, the single knee to chest. This movement is specifically about lumbar decompression, and it addresses the nerve pathways that directly control your bladder function. Release the happy baby pose gently and let both feet come down to the mattress with your knees bent. Now bring your right knee up toward your chest. Interlace your fingers and clasp your hands underneath the knee, right on the back of the thigh where the hamstring is. This hand placement is critical. Do not grab on top of the shin bone. When you pull from the top of the shin, you create a compressive force through the knee joint that can irritate the cartilage over time. By clasping underneath the thigh on the hamstring, you protect the knee entirely and direct the stretch exactly where we need it, into the hip and the lower back. Pull that right knee gently toward your right shoulder. Keep the left leg long and heavy on the bed. We are targeting the psoas muscle here, one of the deepest muscles in the body, and the lower lumbar spine. The nerves that control your bladder, the sacral nerve roots at the base of your spine, branch out from the very lowest segments of the spinal column. When your lower back is chronically tight or compressed or pulled into an excessive arch from stress and prolonged sitting, it can irritate those nerve roots. Irritated nerves send erratic signals to the bladder wall, creating overactivity and the constant feeling that you need to go. By gently drawing the knee in and stretching the lower back, we are decompressing the lumbar spine. We are physically creating space between the vertebrae so those nerves can function calmly. Breathe into your lower back. Imagine the breath traveling down the length of your spine and softening the tissue right above your tailbone. Flatten your spine against the mattress. Feel every vertebra making contact with the surface beneath you. Let us switch legs. Slowly lower the right leg and slide the foot along the mattress until the leg is straight. Bring the left knee in toward your chest. Clasp your hands underneath the thigh. Pull gently toward your left shoulder, close your eyes, feel the full contact between your back and the mattress. When we are stressed, we arch our lower backs and lift away from the surface. This position reverses that pattern. It flattens the spine, and a flat spine signals safety to your nervous system. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. If you feel any pinching in the hip crease, widen the knee slightly toward the armpit. There is no need to pull hard. The gentle weight of your arms is more than enough. Hold this for several slow breaths. To finish, release your hands. Lower your left foot to the bed and slide the leg out until it is completely straight. Shake both legs gently, just a light wobble from side to side to release any residual tension. Let us move to exercise number 4, Child's Pose. This is a deeply calming position that closes off the front of the body and creates a sense of protection and safety. Please slowly roll to one side and use your hands to push yourself up. Come to your hands and knees on the mattress. Now, I am going to walk you through the pillow modification first, because for most of us over 60, this is the version that actually works without straining the knees or hips. Take your first pillow and place it horizontally across your calves, tucked right into the crease behind your knees. Now sit your hips back toward your heels, letting your weight settle onto that pillow. The pillow acts as a spacer that dramatically reduces the bending angle at the knee joint. It takes the compressive pressure off the cartilage and the meniscus immediately. If you have ever avoided this pose because of knee pain, this modification changes everything. Take your second pillow and place it lengthwise on the mattress in front of you, between your knees. Now walk your hands forward and fold your torso down so your chest and belly rest comfortably on that front pillow. Let your forehead touch the pillow or the mattress surface. This contact point on your forehead stimulates a vagal response that sends a direct shutdown signal to the brain. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, melatonin production ramps up. You can extend your arms out in front of you alongside the pillow or rest them back by your body, whichever feels more natural. Breathe into your back ribs. Imagine your back as a parachute inflating with every inhale, the fabric expanding wide across your entire upper back. Exhale and feel yourself sink deeper into the support. The back pillow holds your hips, the front pillow holds your chest, the mattress holds your knees. You do not have to support yourself at all. This pose physically closes off the front of your body, your vulnerable side, and wraps you in a posture of safety. Stay here for 5 or 6 slow breath cycles. Let the pillows do the work. To come out of this position, place your hands under your shoulders, press into your palms slowly, and lift your torso upright. Bring your knees together and sit back for just a moment to let your blood pressure normalize before we move to our final exercise. Let us move to exercise number 5, legs up the wall. This is the single most important movement in the entire routine because this is where we directly address that fluid pooling we talked about at the beginning. This is where the science of fluid drainage meets gravity in your favor. Sit on your bed facing your wall or headboard. You do not need to be pressed right up against it. In fact, I want you to keep space. Scoot your hips to about 4 to 6 inches from the wall, roughly 10 to 15 centimeters. Now slowly lean back onto your elbows, then lower yourself all the way down onto the mattress while simultaneously swinging your legs up and resting them against the wall. Check your position carefully. Your buttocks should not be touching the wall. There should be a clear gap between your hips and the wall surface. This gap is essential because it prevents your hamstrings from being overstretched and allows your lower back to rest completely flat and neutral against the mattress. If your lower back is arching off the bed, scoot your hips further from the wall until everything lies flat. You have 2 options for your arms. You can let them rest at your sides with palms facing up toward the ceiling, which opens the chest and shoulders. Or you can place one hand on your heart and one on your belly, just as we did in the first exercise. Choose whichever feels more calming. Now breathe deep into the belly and let me explain what is happening inside your body right now. By elevating your legs above the level of your heart, you are reversing the gravitational pull that has been dragging fluid into your lower extremities all day long. That interstitial fluid, the plasma that leaked into the tissues of your calves and ankles and feet, now begins to drain back down toward your core and re-enter your central bloodstream. As this fluid returns to your chest cavity, it stimulates specialized pressure sensors called baroreceptors, located in the walls of your carotid arteries and your aortic arch. These baroreceptors detect the increase in central blood volume and respond by triggering a reflex that lowers your heart rate and reduces your blood pressure. You may feel a wave of calm wash over you within the first few minutes. That is not your imagination. That is the baroreceptor reflex actively working. Feel the tingling in your feet as the blood drains downward. Let the wall hold the entire weight of your legs. Now, to enhance this drainage effect, add some gentle pumping movement. Flex your right foot, pulling the toes back toward your face, while pointing your left foot, extending the toes toward the ceiling. Then switch. Left foot flexes, right foot points. This alternating action contracts and releases the calf muscles, which act as a muscular pump for your veins, physically squeezing fluid out of the deep veins of the lower legs and pushing it back toward the kidneys more efficiently. Continue this gentle alternating pump for about 60 seconds. Then let both legs go completely still and heavy against the wall. Stay here for 5 to 10 minutes if you can. This is your reset. Now that you have completed all 5 movements, we need to talk about the single most important variable in this entire routine, and that is timing. You might assume that because these exercises help you sleep, you should do them right before you close your eyes. Or maybe you figure doing them first thing in the morning would be beneficial. If your primary goal is to stop waking up to use the bathroom, both of those approaches are wrong. Here is the rule. Perform this routine approximately 90 minutes before you plan to fall asleep, not 5 minutes before, 90 minutes. Here is why that specific window matters so much. When you perform legs up the wall and these other movements, you send a significant volume of pooled fluid back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys immediately begin filtering that fluid and converting it into urine. That filtration process takes approximately 60 to 90 minutes to complete. If you do this routine 5 minutes before bed, you trigger the filtration cycle right as you are falling asleep. An hour later, your bladder is full and you wake up during your deepest sleep phase. You have made the problem worse. But if you do this routine 90 minutes before bed, your body processes that fluid while you are still awake. You go to the bathroom one final time, empty completely, and lie down with a truly empty system. If you plan to sleep at 11, start this routine at 9:30. That timing adjustment alone can transform your nights. Now let me quickly share 3 lifestyle adjustments to pair with this routine. Tip number 1, the caffeine cutoff. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. A cup of coffee at 4 in the afternoon means half that caffeine is still active at 10 at night. Switch to decaf or herbal tea after lunch. Tip number 2, the hydration strategy. Most people forget to drink water during the day and then gulp it down at dinner. Follow the 75-25 rule. Drink 75% of your water before 4 in the afternoon. Save the remaining 25% for the evening and stop drinking significant amounts about 2 hours before bed. Tip number 3, dinner composition. Avoid salty meals because sodium retains fluid you will need to eliminate later. Avoid sugary meals because insulin spikes can crash your blood sugar at 3 in the morning, releasing adrenaline and waking you up with a racing heart. Choose slow-burning carbohydrates like sweet potatoes or brown rice with quality protein like chicken or fish. This stabilizes blood sugar overnight and gives your brain the building blocks it needs to produce melatonin. You do not have to accept broken sleep as your new normal. Try these 5 movements tonight. Follow the 90-minute rule. Be patient with your body because it may take a few nights to feel the full effect. If this was helpful, please subscribe for more practical, science-based health guidance. Sleep well tonight, and I will see you in the next video.